Yeah.
I need to come in and like, ooh, Chola poppin'.
Cook up.
I need to say like, ooh, Chola poppin'. It's like some relaxed shit.
Yeah, roll up.
I be up.
So bad, and you know that. I know I said I'm blocking, change my mind again. Can't even try to pretend, you ain't even trying to win. You can't even see that I changed, you just say I shed skin. Sometimes I think about what we had and I just don't know where it went. Make amends or avenge, look, I meant what I sent. I look better with you when I attend every event. I wasn't innocent, what about the fringe benefits? I don't resent, not a cent that I spent. Tell your friends, eat a dick. They probably want to anyway. So busy keeping up with them, meanwhile them hoes just in the way. I was sending flowers, spot appointments, dinner dates, getaways, but now it's clear your heart ain't in it. Plus I need a mental break. You knew I was a dog, big surprise I went straight, but you the one that fetched the bone. It's in my phone, still say Prince I King, she's your queen. Keep it clean in the face and seal it not yours. Soldier Slim Shady, cleaning out my closet. Yo pussy so bad, and you know that. Once upon a time I thought you fit the glass slipper. Turns out you want a Cinderella stepsister. Hating on your friends, same friends you call your sisters. Careful baby, you might blow a fuse or quick you switch up. I heard love is blind, guess that's why I failed to see. If that's how you treat your friends, you'll be even worse to me. Sometimes you gotta let the heart bleed. They say nothing in this world comes for free. I agree. Silly you for thinking I wanna let you lead. Come on, bitch, I help you pack. How many trash bags you need? I'm not even finna plead. You can even keep your key. I had a lock change before you even reach the next street. You like a mixtape, strictly for the streets. I try not to ruffle feathers. I want you to spread your wings so you can fly far, far away and not return.
P.S. to who makes son. Alright, shout out Lito. Starlito died, Trip that Mitchell and this. That motherfucker, I'm rocking with that boy. I ain't gonna lie, that's my shit though. That's my shit. Shout out to them niggas. What it do, y'all? Y'all know the fucking vibe. Smokes, cause it's in session. I got my words jumbled up and everything, but smoke is in session. Y'all know the vibes. I recorded a segment a couple days ago or whatnot, and then the audio and everything was kind of and then you know, I kind of want to do a smoother recording, just go around. So I want I just want to touch back bases on the Mountain Dew conspiracies or whatnot. Cause man, last week I just got, you know, just randomly looking at the conspiracy and shit like that, and I came across a shorts video, and they were talking about the Mountain Dew conspiracies and the different flavors and then the world events that followed up three months after each flavor release. So it's like, damn, okay, let me look into it and everything, see, you know, how much of this conspiracy is true and how much is just opinions or whatnot. But I ain't gonna lie, so for the most part, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because at some point in the past, Mountain Dew is owned by PepsiCo. At some point in the past, Pepsi worked with the CIA to overthrow the Chilean government or whatnot. You know, so the bigger question is, are the two still, you know, secretly working together? You know, for whatever reasons they're working together, or, you know, are they still working together? You know, that's the question I don't really have an answer to or whatnot. But to tap into these conspiracies and everything, you know, they got to talking about how like after every flavor, some kind of major world event or just U.S. event happens, some tragic event happens, and it went back to 2001 when the Mountain Dew Cold Red had dropped in 2001. They said the Cold Red had dropped a few months before 9/11 happened or whatnot. Which then it could have been just a, you know, coincidence or whatnot. But then they were like that they started noticing a pattern with the flavors. It's the flavor names, for one, the titles of the flavors all relate to, you feel me, to the event that happened. So like Cold Red, you know, 9/11 happened 2001 and everything. I didn't really write the dates for the rest of these flavors, but I did write the flavors, and then try to confirm whether or not 2 to 3 months or 2 to 4 months later after that flavor release did this event happen, and all of them literally line up. It's crazy. So the most recent one, was the Star Spangled Splash flavor. Let me see if I can pull up some audio so y'all can hear it and everything. Y'all might want to tap into this on your own time too. I'm gonna do conspiracy. But yeah, the Star Spangled Splash flavor was released last year, right before the 4th of July. Was it right before the 4th of July, or was it like right on the 4th of July? Something like that. It was like a week or two before the 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken. But that flavor dropped, and then much later, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse happened and everything or whatnot. Which not saying the government's behind it, but 9/11. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed in Baltimore and everything a few months after the Star Spangled Splash flavor dropped. So I know y'all probably asking like, what's the connection between the two or whatnot. So Mountain Dew releases a drink called Star Spangled Splash. Kind of similar to Star Spangled Banner, right? Star Spangled Banner is the country's song or whatnot, America's song. That song wasn't written by George Washington or I think I asked some other people and they said somebody else too, which is kind of crazy. But the Star Spangled Banner was originally written by Francis Scott Key, who the bridge is named after, and boom boom boom. So that's how that ties in as far as that conspiracy or whatnot. But yeah, all the flavors supposedly coincide with major events and everything. The Pitch Black flavor released 3 months before we had the IT blackout that happened a little while back. The Pitch Black flavor dropped, and then we had the IT blackout. They got the Maui Burst. The Maui Burst literally dropped 3 months before the Maui fires happened, which is like, dang, So now we got Cold Red, Maui Burst, Pitch Black, Star Spangled Splash, and we got other flavors they ain't even really tapped into yet. You got the they said so the Tropical Swirl just so happened to release, I think they said 4 months before the multiple hurricanes. We had that big ass hurricane season happen along the southeast or whatnot before hurricane season. All the tropical storms and stuff. The Tropical Swirl flavor dropped right before that, like literally right before that. So that's another one, try to tie it in. And when I was reading these and looking at the videos and everything, I was kind of thinking to myself like, don't fall too much into it, because it could just be coincidence. But also, from past events or whatnot, and interviews, and just like you really gotta do your research on a lot of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff is just lies on lies, and the truth is really hidden, literally behind the lies. It's like, why? Stand on y'all decision. Just like the whole 9/11 thing, the 9/11 conspiracy. I still think the government behind that. There's too much evidence pointing to the government, to our own government. No evidence whatsoever pointing to the Middle East, which I never understood that back then. Y'all all the way in the Middle East looking for this man Bin Laden or whatnot, and the Twin Towers hitting what was it? Was that New York? I think the Twin Towers was in. The plane hit over there in the Twin Towers and everything. My thing is that we got this air support, air defenses and everything. How did the plane get past that, for one? Now, I want to say that they say that the planes were hijacked, but even then though, like, how did they go from a U.S. situation to the Middle East? Even if they came from the Middle East, like, how could you automatically assume they dead? It was a suicide mission for one. If let's hypothetically say that happened. It was a suicide mission. So they did. So you wouldn't know if being Saddam and Bin Laden and all them, if they even came from over in the Middle East at all. We wouldn't know these things. So that's why I feel like the government was behind that. That as far as all that goes, yeah, and hands down, ain't no way around that type shit. They got they had the Baja Blast. So I haven't read or seen anything as far as the Baja Blast goes. So I don't know if the Baja Blast really coincides with any major event or anything like that. So I can't really speak on the Baja Blast. But I did write the note down that they do have a Baja Blast midnight flavor that's finna drop. Exclusively only through Taco Bell though. So just like the Baja Blast is exclusively through Taco Bell. So, possible, cyber blackout, possible crisis, possible, something happening dealing with, you feel me, Taco Bell or anything like that. Just be aware, be looking out type shit. They do have that mango rush flavor that was it was only available at Little Caesars. And you feel me, it's crazy because we just had the floodings in Texas. And the mango rush literally just dropped a few months ago. I want to say it just dropped, and now we got the flooding in Texas and everything. How does that coincide? Actually, I ain't gonna lie, I try to do a lot of research on that too, though, to try to, you feel me, see what was they called, see to try to see if what I was reading and what I was watching was valid as far as that goes and stuff like that. And they was like that. They were asking, where do mangoes grow? Majority of mangoes grow. And evidently, shit, I ain't know this though, but evidently they grow down there in fucking Texas. Evidently. And it was like, mango rush, the floods in Texas, type. It just, man, it's crazy, man. A lot of stuff really blew my mind. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's why I'm, you feel me, dropping a segment, talking about this stuff, because, it's interesting. You feel me? Especially with the Mountain Dew shit. It's like, damn, Mountain Dew. Like, when has anybody, you feel me, went to a restaurant and been like, hey, and they, your waiter or your waitress come to the table and be like, what can I get to drink for you all? You be like, ooh, can I get a Mountain Dew? Can I get a Mountain Dew Maui Blast? Can I get a Mango Rush Mountain Dew? Can I get a Cold Red Mountain Dew? No. It's either water, sweet tea, an alcoholic beverage, Coke, or Sprite. You feel me? Anything else is, you feel me, that falls in the 10-15% chance of, you feel me, getting ordered. But that 85 and that 90, Coke, Sprite, sweet tea, water, alcoholic beverage. Literally. It never fails. Or a juice for the kids, an apple juice or a milk or something for the kids. So, that's what really sparked my interest in, like looking into it and everything, trying to see like, damn, what's really going on? Is this stuff really like real? And if it's real, shit, PepsiCo still owns Mountain Dew, so are they still working with the government or whatnot? Like, what's really going on? What do you need?
I don't have the key.
Oh. No, you good. I prefer where you're standing. I was like, dang. Hey, boy.
Love you.
Love you too. But yeah, it's a lot of shit. It's crazy. It's interesting. It's interesting, but it's crazy. And like, I mean, like I said, like the government is, it's it for me right now, man. For real. Because it is not more so of the government. It's more so of the people who over the government. I know we like to think like, the president got the say so, the last say so, and this and that, woo, but that's never been the case. Never been the case. He's just the face of what's getting signed off, and you feel whatever decisions they make, he's the face of it and everything. Like, you really gotta watch a lot of stuff, especially with like when it comes to like news coverage and stuff like that, with like stuff that's going on outside of the U.S. A lot of that news be, you feel me? Yeah, not what it is. Especially if you got like some type of access, especially like YouTube and shit like that. If you got some type of access to like access their news coverages, you're finding out something totally different over there versus what we're hearing over here through CNN or you feel me with the BBC and all that. Like, yeah, it's just crazy, bro. I don't understand. Some of the stuff I don't really understand. It's like, I think the only question you feel me ask is why. Why? I don't know. Just me personally, if I have my own country and I'm, you feel me, basically in control of all this land. Technically, I'm in control of all this land and all these people. Technically, well, technically not. Let me say that. That's another conversation. You feel me? Like, nah, matter of fact, I'm gonna tap into it though. If I own this country, and I got all these people staying in this country, and I got these laws, statutes, and all that shit, and I got this government or whether it was a republic or a democracy or anything like that. Why wouldn't my best interest be for the people? Why would I put any of my people in harm's way? Especially if I got like armies and shit like that. These people are fighting not just for me or the land or the country or whatnot, but they're fighting for their families, their loved ones, their people. So why would I risk putting their families in danger? And it's not just with the U.S., it's just with, like I said, just a country in general, any country. I understand, you feel me? Conquering and expanding and all this extra shit, all that trades and stuff like that. But, like, come on now. Like, a lot of this shit's like, I don't know, it's like, a lot of the wrong people get put in powerful positions. Let me just say that. A lot of weak people get put in powerful positions. And the powerful people are held back to these mediocre / low positions out here. And that's literally how it is, bro. Like, literally how it is. It's like, bro, you think, that's like saying, like, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to think of a good example. That's like saying, you made him the president or whatnot, and you take a group of guys and be like, hey, I bet you won't run up and smack Mr. Beast type shit. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna do it because Mr. Beast, they know if they catch Mr. Beast by himself, they would do it one by one. They don't gotta go up as a group. One by one, they can go up and smack Mr. Beast. You might have to fight or whatnot, but they know, you feel me, what the outcome may be because he's looked at as a weak person. Well, you judged as, you feel me, a weak person, first impression. But as the president, and he's not by himself, they wouldn't, because he has the power of bodyguards. Or even if he wasn't the president, he could be like a CEO or owner of a company or whatnot. They have bodyguards. He got money. That money holds like, it's like a fucking, money is a fucking weapon, basically. Compared to a regular nigga out here that just got his homeboys, and you feel me? We see this shit every day. Type shit. Y'all know what's going on. I ain't even got to say no more after that. Like, I don't know if I used the example right, in the right way. I probably could have used a better example, or, broke it down better, But yeah, it's like, weak people get put in powerful positions and don't know, and honestly really don't know what to do with it, because the power, I feel like the power just overwhelms them. Like, it takes over, and they not them, And then the powerful people that are mentally and physically and all that spiritually powerful, they're put in these mirrors